Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com. And I don't know why, but well, I know what started it, and that is the weather. It's snow, it's cold, it's nasty. And I've been away from it for over 20 years. And so it was, and like I say, we've had this since I've been back. But uh, the one thing that got me going, for whatever reason, I don't know, is I was thinking of General George Washington crossing the Delaware. And, I was thinking, you know, I just don't know how he was able to do it. Uh, the, uh, the, um, the river uh, was kind of frozen over, but it was broken chunks of ice. And now, this is the part I don't know is uh, he crossed the Delaware to Trenton to fight the British, supposedly the British, but it was German troops that were there. Germany had a understanding with Britain, and they were there. And I'm thinking, and then I started doing a little research on it because, like I say, it's just hard for me to understand how this happened. Now, the first thing is it was right around freezing, and so they're ready to go across the river, and it was at night, and this storm came, and so then here it is, real windy, snow, and so it's really cold, and you're in these little boats crossing, and the thing that got me, I remember the picture of, they had a painting of George Washington going across, and what it was. So I started doing research on it and found out he had in his group of soldiers, he had 2,400, 2,500 soldiers is what he took across where he was crossing. And, and I'm thinking, how did you get 2,500 men back in those days? It's over 200 years ago. And get them to cross this river when it's cold like this. And it was, was it the December 25th? So in other words, they started on Christmas Eve and through the night, they're crossing this river. And they, not only 2,500 men he had, but they also took guns, cannons. And I think they said 18 cannons he took or something like that, whatever it was. And it's not like these big ships they were taking them. They were big rowboats kind of things, and flat bottom boats that they were taking. And I'm thinking, wow, man, that's tough. And I'll tell you, I don't know anything about the battle itself, but like I say, I'm still bewildered how to do this in the dark, crazy cold, snow, icy. It was freezing rain and snow, and it was nasty, nasty weather. Crossing a river, there's chunks of ice everywhere. It was clogged up. The river was clogged up. There was so much ice there. So, it's just amazing to me how they had the internal fortitude to do something like that. And, it's funny because as a child, like I say, I'm a baby boomer. And so then, I've seen movies and hear stories about World War II and the Korean War and stuff like that. And they're all just like this, icy, snowy, nasty, cold, And then the Vietnam War was gone when I was, 18 years old. And I thought, hey, can't get any better than this. If you want to go to war, why do you want to go when it's snowy and icy and cold and nasty? So, I thought, hey, Vietnam can't be all that bad, but it was just, then again, like I say, I spent most of my life, Oklahoma and South. And so there's not a whole lot of bitter, freezing cold weather that would last any more than 2 or 3 days, So it's just I don't understand how the United States military could cross the river under George Washington. I mean, I know he did it. I know it's done. It's possible. But I am thinking now, think of the mentality of the Americans now and see, do you think they could do it? It'd be a tough one, Now I understand we're not under all the pressures of war and all this stuff. I understand that. But still, man, it's hard for me to visualize crossing with the kind of clothing they had at that time. And then the thing is, not only they crossed, and I guess the river was about 300 yards wide, and not only that, they crossed, and then they had to walk 10 miles before they could fight. It's not like, we'll cross the border, get in a shelter, get warmed up, and then get ready and go. It's not. They did that whole thing. This is really weird. And but that and the thing is, they needed a good, clear victory to raise the morale of the American people and to get more people to want to join the fight. Because remember, it's a very small percentage. I heard 3% would really get involved in the fighting. So you have to motivate these people to get in there. That's why they needed a victory such as this, But anyway, this is something that's been eating on me today. And I don't know, other than, I say I'm sleeping in a camper and it's cold. So, so I've been really enduring the cold weather, and I feel proud of myself because I'm not as cold as I thought I would be, but still, like I say, just thinking about what our country has gone through to get where we are now, and how I don't understand how people don't have that feeling. When you hear me talk about the Constitution and morals, it's a big thing, and it's not that hard. There are rules for our government to go by. And when they don't follow these rules, there are things that we, the people, have access to correct. But I guess we don't now. I guess we're just so big. People just don't get involved in all this kind of stuff. And they allow all this corruption to just keep going and keep going. And they pick us off. They don't get a large bunch of Americans. They just start picking Americans here and there to intimidate and keep everybody in line. And they don't understand when you're doing that, you're losing your freedom when you are that concerned about stuff. you can't do this because of, you want to get in trouble. I mean, then that's the one thing I've learned about Americans. Getting in trouble is not one of the things that motivates Americans. But anyway, I just thought I'd share that with you. This is Mike, NoStressMike.com.